Tanya's manager and Varun have a big plan with Krish. Arman is shocked. Yeh Rishta kya Kehlata hai. In a turn of events that will leave everyone on the edge of their seats, Krish plays a bold move that could change everything. After patiently understanding Tanya's perspective, he cleverly gets her manager's number. Using this, Krish orchestrates a call conference with Varun and the manager, sealing a deal that shakes Arman to his core. Listening from nearby, Arman's heart skips a beat. He realizes the AI video incident involving Vera has deeper connections than he imagined. Everything points to Krish's influence. Somehow, he is linked to the person behind the video. Arman can sense it. This is Krish's subtle strategic trap, and through him, Varun is now within reach. Attention rises as viewers brace for an explosive sequence. The upcoming episodes promise twists that will leave fans both intrigued and anxious. Tanya, realizing the gravity of her unintended mistake, is filled with regret. She feels compelled to approach Abhira, hoping to confess and explain the hidden truth about the AI video, how the person behind it is connected to Krish. She knows she has made a serious error, even if unintentionally, and feels the weight of responsibility pressing on her. However, just as Tanya gathers the courage to speak, chaos erupts at the house. A sudden attack prevents her from revealing the truth to Vera. In a moment of desperation, Tanya confides in Kajal, sharing her fears. She asks, "If I make another mistake in the future, will our family stand by me, just like Dadi stood by Abhira?" Kajal gently reassures her, saying, "We will always be by your side, but remember, if you make a mistake, the important thing is to try and correct it." Encouraged by Kajal's words, Tanya resolves to fix her error, hoping to regain trust and prevent further harm. The tension manifests in small, relatable ways. Tanya turns to her comfort junk food as she battles inner stress. She only eats like this when she's overwhelmed or something has gone terribly wrong. Krish notices this, understanding her anxiety and thought process. He subtly advises her, but also stops her from revealing too much. "You can't tell anyone," he warns firmly. "I'll handle this my way. If you speak up now, it could backfire and put you in danger." Krish's calm yet authoritative presence establishes him as a key strategist, silently guiding the next moves while keeping Tanya involved but protected. The plot thickens as Krish carefully executes his plan. He asks Tanya for her manager's number and immediately sets up a conference call with Varun and Varun's circle. During the call, he explains how Varun must operate moving forward, stressing secrecy and caution. He also discusses the AI video, outlining its potential risks and emphasizing vigilance. Little does he know, Arman is eavesdropping nearby, hidden but observant. Though he doesn't catch every word, he hears enough to feel a jolt of shock. The scene captures Arman's disbelief and growing suspicion. His mind races. Krish is connected. His moves are calculated. And now, through Krish, he can reach Varun. This revelation shakes Arman to his core. He struggles with trust, knowing Krish is clever and manipulative, capable of orchestrating events in ways that could harm those he loves. The AI video, which initially seemed like an isolated problem, now appears to be part of a much larger web, with Krish at the center. Tanya's emotional journey runs parallel to these strategic maneuvers. She's caught between fear, guilt, and a desperate desire to correct her mistakes. Every small action, her nervous gestures, fidgeting with food, hesitant conversations reflects her inner turmoil. Krish, in contrast, remains composed, a calm eye amid the storm. His calculated interactions and control over the situation highlight the contrast between impulsive regret and strategic precision. This episode cleverly layers suspense with emotional realism. The audience witnesses Tanya's struggle to take responsibility, Arman's shock and suspicion, and Krish's calculated moves. Each character's actions and decisions ripple through the household, creating tension that feels tangible and relatable. There's a sense of urgency and stakes. Every word, every decision matters. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that Arman's journey toward uncovering the truth will be deeply intertwined with Krish's schemes. Krish is not merely manipulating the surface events. He is subtly guiding how each character interacts with the AI video incident, setting up future conflicts and emotional confrontations. For the audience, this builds anticipation and curiosity, making them eager to see how Arman will respond and whether Tanya will find the courage to come clean despite the risks. Meanwhile, Tanya's internal conflict grows more poignant. She is aware of the damage caused unintentionally and desperately wants to do right by Abhira and Vera. But external chaos, the attack at the house, prevents her from sharing critical information. This tension between intent and circumstance creates a realistic emotional dilemma, drawing viewers into the characters' struggles and making them invested in the resolution. The brilliance of this storyline lies in its careful balance of suspense, strategy, and emotion. Krish's manipulation is subtle, almost invisible to most characters, yet it sets the stage for dramatic reveals and confrontations. Arman's suspicion adds a layer of tension, keeping viewers engaged as they try to anticipate his next move. Tanya's guilt and desire for redemption provide an emotional core that grounds the strategic maneuvers in relatable human experience. The episode begins with Inspector Arman calmly asking Abhira for some time alone. He looks at her with a mix of concern and determination. "I want to make sure you're safe," he says. "I'm insisting on police protection for you." Abhira shakes her head gently. "We haven't done anything wrong. Why should we apologize to the world?" she asks, her voice steady yet tinged with frustration. Arman's gaze softens, but his tone remains firm. The world doesn't understand that, and the people posting hateful comments online, they're unemployed, bitter souls hiding behind screens. I won't let you apologize to them. But you must take precautions. Accept police protection for your own safety. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Varun and Sid corner Tanya with surprising news. "This video, it has made us a lot of money," Varun says, casually, watching Tanya's shocked expression. "Wait, what? I profited from that?" Tanya stammers, unable to believe her ears. "Yes," Varun continues, his tone almost smug. "As an investor, you earn commission from the project. Isn't that incredible?" Tanya's mind races. She feels a mix of guilt, confusion, and panic. Without a word, she walks away, her thoughts spinning faster with every step. Arman and Abhira find themselves in a secluded spot, away from the chaos of the world. Abhira sighs heavily, her eyes distant. "This video, it's torn our family apart. I feel responsible," she admits quietly. Arman places a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Abhira, I'm in it too. We're in this together. But worrying about Myra, we can't afford to stay stagnant here." Abhira nods slowly, conflicted, deciding to pause and think. Then the phone rings. It's Myra's school. The teacher admits she wrote Myra's speech to prevent other parents from getting angry. Anger flashes in both Arman and Abhira's eyes. "I could take legal action," Arman says sharply. The teacher tries to defend herself, but Abhira's firm warning makes it clear this mistake should never repeat. Meanwhile, Kiara tries to console Myra, but the little girl refuses to listen. Abhira's phone rings, but Kiara ignores the call. Myra curiously picks up. "Did Bua spend the whole night with you?" she asks, skeptical. Abhira improvises, telling her to hand the phone back to Kiara. Myra, crafty as ever, pretends it was forgotten. Abhira tries to coach Myra to face the truth bravely, then ends the call, her frustration barely hidden. Elsewhere, Varun starts chasing Tanya, determined to know why she ran off. Tanya spots Arman and Abhira, her panic intensifying. Arman quickly intervenes, shielding Abhira from Varun in a dramatic confrontation. Tanya's anxiety reaches a peak as she halts the car, her hands trembling. Varun insists she stop, but Arman's anger boils over. The tension between them is palpable, a mix of fear, authority, and frustration. Tanya can only watch helplessly as tempers flare, and then she runs, whispering to herself, "I can't face this truth." Police sirens wail in the background. Varun and his friends scatter, frightened by the approaching law enforcement. Abhira gently urges Arman to stay calm, showing the quiet strength behind her worry. Meanwhile, in a nearby temple, Vidya and Kaveri offer heartfelt prayers. Kaveri's thoughts drift to Arman and Abhira's safety, a worry etched deep into her face. Suddenly, reporters swarm, throwing Kaveri off balance. A tali slips from Vidya's hands as Kaveri, enraged, pushes a reporter in frustration, causing him to fall. Tension spikes as the crowd threatens them, forcing Vidya and Kaveri to flee the temple in distress. Back at home, Arman instructs Abhira to cover her face until they reach the safety of their home. The moment they arrive, they're confronted with Kaveri in Vidya's shaken state as a news channel plays a video framing Kaveri unfairly. "This is false," Kaveri cries, panic evident in her voice. "We just removed her microphone." Amidst this chaos, Tanya realizes she must confess the truth to Abhira. But as Abhira leaves to speak with Myra, Tanya's efforts are thwarted by a growing crowd outside, chanting slogans against the Podar family. Anger and fear ripple through the gathering as bottles of fire threaten the household. Madhav immediately calls the police. Everyone panics. Seeing the tension and chaos, Abhira decides that apologizing may be the only way to protect her family. "If my apology keeps everyone safe, then I will say it," she whispers, despite Arman's warnings. Arman insists the crowd will not calm, even after an apology, explaining the dangerous precedent it sets. Still, he encourages Abhira to face injustice bravely, strengthening her resolve. Inside, Tanya listens quietly, anxiety tightening her chest. Krish notices the family turmoil and scolds the crowd, while Tanya insists on speaking the truth to him. Madhav urges everyone indoors. Suddenly, a reporter's provocative remark escalates tension momentarily, but the crowd gradually disperses. Sanjay arrives, revealing that he paid off the reporter and cleared the crowd. Arman and Abhira, however, feel frustrated by this solution, recognizing the blurred line between justice and safety. Kaveri silences the room, urging everyone to enter the house carefully. Inside, Tanya struggles with her guilt over the viral video. Kajal notices her unease, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. "If you've made a mistake, correct it. I'm with you," she whispers. Meanwhile, Kiara continues to avoid Abhira's calls. Madhav and Sanjay argue, drawing the attention of everyone around, while Manoj steps in to calm the tension. Abhira insists she needs to speak with Kiara. Simultaneously, Tanya tells her manager to cancel her deal with Varun, anxiety etching her features. Arman and Abhira attempt to connect with Myra, who remains stubbornly unresponsive. She insists she can only speak when she's older. Abhira's eyes fill with tears, feeling as though she has failed both as a parent and a responsible family member. Tanya, finally confiding in Krish about the viral video and its consequences, is warned that no one will believe her, and she may be blamed. Arman and Abhira, heartbroken, try to reason with Myra, explaining that the loud noises, fire, and chaos outside were beyond her control. But Myra, in her innocence and pride, asserts that she will only engage when she is older, leaving Abhira and Arman shattered. Abhira whispers, voice breaking, "It feels like we failed not just as parents, but as guardians of our family." The episode closes with a lingering emotional tension, leaving the viewers on edge, anxious to see how the Podar family will navigate the web of secrets, misunderstandings, and looming danger. Tanya, Abhira, and Arman each face their own battlesome internal, some external as trust, guilt, and courage intertwine in a storm that threatens to reshape their lives forever. By the end of this segment, the stage is set for explosive developments. Arman knows something is amiss. Krish's influence is undeniable, and Tanya is caught in the middle, torn between truth and self-preservation. Viewers are left eagerly anticipating the next episodes, curious to see how trust, deception, and courage will collide. The narrative seamlessly combines suspense with emotional depth, creating an immersive experience that is both gripping and relatable.